If you're passionate about AI and you really want to build something that, well, that truly matters, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the Innovation Stories AI Fellowship for Global Young Innovators. It's a program that's all about turning that ambition you have into real-world impact. So, let's get right into it. So, let's be real. If you're a high school student who's completely fascinated by AI, or you're a parent trying to support one, this is the big question, right? I mean, with a million online courses and tutorials out there, how do you get a real, tangible edge that actually shows off your talent and your drive?
The answer, it turns out, is all about immersion. It's about getting away from the screen and stepping right into the middle of the action. Just imagine it. You're surrounded by a global community of peers who are just as driven and excited as you are, and you're doing it in Boston, one of the biggest tech hubs on the planet.
And let me be clear, this is not just some summer camp. We're talking about a high-level, advanced AI immersion that's specifically designed for people who are serious about making their mark. AFGY, it stands for AI Fellowship for Global Young Innovators. And here's the most important part. The whole fellowship is built around you building your own projects. This is not about sitting in a lecture hall. It's an active, hands-on experience where you get to create and you have expert mentors guiding you every single step of the way. You're literally stepping into this incredible ecosystem. You get access to the brainpower of places like MIT, Harvard, and Boston University. You're learning directly from the professors and the industry pioneers who are actually shaping the future of AI as we speak. Okay, so what does a 10-day sprint actually feel like? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the real rhythm and flow of this fellowship. So a typical day is this really dynamic mix of theory and practice. You'll start with a deep dive, getting into the nitty-gritty of AI with top professors. Then, you immediately take that knowledge into a hands-on lab. Afternoons are for getting inside stories from industry experts, and you wrap up the day in the project studio, getting that crucial personalized feedback to make your project better. It's this powerful cycle. You learn, you build, you refine. This timeline really shows you the arc of the program. See, you start with design thinking, figuring out the problem first. Then you build up your skills in areas like computer vision. But it's not just about the tech. You spend day 7 on entrepreneurship, learning how to turn your project into a real idea. It all builds up to this intense 48-hour hackathon, and finally, the Innovation Fest, where you get to show everyone what you've built. All right, so this whole intense journey, it's all designed to produce tangible results, to create an impact that you can actually show people. And here's exactly why that matters. Take it from Viren Kedia, a past fellow. He said his project became the centerpiece of his college essay. I mean, that's a perfect example of how this program helps you create something really substantial that makes your college applications just leap off the page. It's actual proof of your skills and your ambition.
So the takeaways here are super clear. You leave with a portfolio full of real-world projects, you get direct mentorship from experts, you build a global network for life, and you get that grit that only comes from a high-stakes hackathon. These are the kinds of credentials that really matter.
You'll also walk away with a certificate of recognition from Lemelson MIT. And that's a huge validation of your skills and your innovation, signed by leaders from MIT's own Media Lab and the Lemelson MIT program. It's a pretty big deal. Here's another past fellow, Dev Jyotika Surya, who points out this key shift in thinking. You know, it's one thing to learn about AI from a book, but it is a whole other thing to see firsthand how experts actually use it to solve problems in the real world. That kind of insight, it's genuinely transformative. Okay, so if all of this sounds like the kind of challenge you've been looking for, let's break down exactly what your path to Boston would look like. First things first, who is this actually for? Well, it's designed for students in grades 8 through 12 who have a genuine, deep interest in AI and tech. The key things they're looking for are that intellectual curiosity, that global ambition, and a real eagerness to work alongside top-tier researchers and entrepreneurs. Your journey kicks off with an application. Once you're selected, you get amazing support even before you land in Boston. We're talking online pre-training and masterclasses to get you ready. Then, it's time to dive into the 10-day immersion. And it all ends with that final showcase. It's a really supportive and complete path from the very beginning to the very end. All right, here are the key details all in one place. The program runs for 10 days, from July 6th to the 16th, 2026. It's happening in Boston. It's for students in grades 8 to 12, and your accommodation will be at Boston University. And just for full transparency, the program fee is 6 lakh rupees plus GST. Now, this covers the program itself and your accommodation. It's just important to note that it doesn't include your travel to Boston or any visa costs. So I guess the final question is really for you. This fellowship is so much more than just a program. It's a launchpad. It's your chance to not just learn about the future, but to actually start building it. So are you ready to launch?